Hey, welcome back to D&D in Real Life, the series I forgot. Okay, but to be fair, I was just more interested in making other content, so I decided to do the more fun stuff before jumping back into this. Not saying this isn't fun for me, but there's a hierarchy in my mind for video ideas, and D&D IRL was kinda still the top, but like not quite high enough for me to do that first. But yeah, we're back, and okay, before we jump in, I do want to mention that I will not be covering every Eldritch Invocation. I'll be covering the ones that aren't damaging ones. I don't think that damaging spells or even like abilities are that interesting if that's all they do. And I'll also be excluding the packed boon ones. I think that could be their own video. But yeah, let's hop right in. First up is Armor of Shadows, which is an invocation that lets you infinitely cast Mage Armor. It's a spell that increases your armor class, or how hard you are to hit. And that includes, getting punched as much as it includes getting hit by a bullet. Although, the bonus to hit might be different on those two. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. It's a boring option to pick, but it will come up and possibly even save your life. Ascend Step is a lot cooler. You get to cast Levitate on yourself at will, which means at any point, as much as you want. And being able to go 20 feet up in the air is pretty useful. Something of note though is that you can't fly with this, you can only levitate. You're suspended in the air. But you can push and pull yourself away from things. I'm assuming someone could tie a rope to you and just balloon you around, which is a really cool image. Next up is Bee Speech. Basically, you can cast Speak with Animals as much as you want, and that is so good. You can be the next Dr. Dolittle. You can make a whole career around that. Or you could just talk to your dog, talk to your cat. It's a being that you otherwise wouldn't be able to talk to at all. Next up is Beguiling Influence. I don't know how to say that word. It's proficiency in deception and persuasion skills. Pretty alright. You don't usually get persuasion from the warlock chosen skills. You only get deception, so this is pretty good. Bewitching Whispers is the most nefarious invocation. And okay, so it's a little wordy, but what it boils down to is that you can force someone to move in the direction that you want. And it can be somewhere dangerous, like, say like a fire pit or something. But, oh no, Kevin, don't go into Area 51. I know you want to see the aliens. Cloak of Flies is an invocation that creates this, it's a magical aura that looks like flies, and it makes people intimidated by you, but all their charisma checks have disadvantage, and it deals a little poison damage. I guess it's pretty good if you're trying to scare someone away. Yeah, you know what, yeah, it's pretty good. The poison damage, just be careful with that. You don't want to accidentally game end someone on accident. Am I right, YouTube? Next up is Devil's Eye. It's an invocation that lets you see in darkness, both non-magical and magical. The non-magical part will come up a lot. Then there's the magical part. There's a spell that can create this sphere around you. It's magical darkness, and you can roleplay as the ball demon if you want to. Dreadful Word is another very mean invocation. It lets you cast a spell called Confusion, and it's got a lot of different effects, but the one that you'll probably find the most useful if you're a bad person is the one that makes them attack a person randomly that's within their reach. That's how you make someone catch a charge. And finally, there's Eldritch Mind. You get advantage on Constitution saving throws that you make to maintain your concentration on the spell. Basically, you're just really boring. Because you're a warlock, you can just go invisible and not get hit at all. I mean, they'll probably think they're going insane before they'll even hit you, right? Like, I don't know, I just don't really like it. Eldritch Mind doesn't work because being able to detect magic doesn't really matter if you're the only magical creature in this world. But assuming that you're not, then yeah, this is a lot better. Eldritch Spear, it can make for some cool trick shots with the distance, but 150 feet is good enough. You don't really need 300 feet. Eyes of the Runekeeper will make you the best archaeologist and arthropologist. You can read all writing. Initially, I'm like, oh, you can just go on the internet and just like read everything out there. But now that I think about it, you could just spend your time reading like stuff that scientists haven't deciphered yet. Fiendish Vigor is pretty boring like Armor of Shadows is, but instead of getting more armor class, you gain temporary hit points, and you can't keep getting more of them. You have to be able to expend the ones you already have. So if you're out there getting hit a lot, then yeah, you can just keep refueling them and become pretty tanky that way, but otherwise it's not really that interesting of an invocation. Gaze of the Two Minds, on the other hand, is really fun. This is an ability you'll have to experiment with a lot to really figure out what the best way of using it is. But basically, you're able to touch another humanoid, which is a human in this realm, and like you can see through them and perceive all their senses, right? That's really fun and probably really useful. You just need to figure out what situations you need to do that in. And you can just also do it for fun. So if you have like a tall friend, you want to know what it's like being tall, then you can just kind of see through their eyes. Then there's Ghostly Gaze. It's an ability that lets you see through solid objects, and you gain dark vision if you don't already have it. You perceive objects as ghostly and transparent images. Okay, let's talk about the innocent stuff you can do with this, right? You can go on those game shows and pretty much guess what's behind each door, so you can pick the better prize. Even like pack opening, right? You can figure out if a pack has a certain high value card. Now, I know what you're going to use this for, and all I gotta say is, people, if you see a warlock out there with Ghostly Gaze, run. Gift of the Depths is really good. You're able to breathe underwater and you gain swimming speed equal to your walking speed. You can also cast water breathing, and that can affect up to 10 people, which is really good. So not only can you use this to go diving and just go see the fishes and all that, you can also just save someone's life by casting water breathing on them, or just take your buddies out for a swim. Then there's Grasp a Hadar, Lance of Lethargy, and Repelling Blast. I don't really like them. There's already a good chance you can one-shot someone with Eldritch Blast if you roll high enough, and yeah, I would just pick something more life-saving or something that's going to come up more often. And that's all I can really do right now. There's just too many of them, and I probably should split this into 2 videos. I have gone through 19 of them this time, so we'll go through the rest of them in the next one. But yeah, in conclusion, boys and girls of every age, won't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. This our town of Halloween. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Pumpkins scream at the dead of night.
Merry Christmas, Dave.
You better get out of here. You're not welcomed in this household.
I'm just here to bring the Christmas joy.
I know who you are, but this is a Halloween household, and I will not tolerate your invasion.
No, wait, Dave. We can talk about this.
That's it.
Wait, that's not how you say Merry Christmas?